This is Katie with Homeschool Chat, and today we are going to talk about handwriting practice. So this may include uh, printing, or it may include cursive. So how do you make handwriting practice fun? Because in order to learn how to write, you have to practice a lot. I remember when I was a little kid that we spent a whole class period practicing writing. And when I was a little kid, they would introduce one letter at a time. And when I got to, I think I was in about fifth grade, we were still doing handwriting practice. Then it was a whole section that we had to copy in cursive. So this is how you make it fun. When you have printing, one of the things that's really fun is to start your class period with something that you can do with the letter. So for instance, let's say that you want to, we've already done A and B, and you want to practice and learn to do printing on the letter C. So you would start with one letter at a time. So in essence, you would do 42, 52, thank you, 52 different sessions in order to get your capital letters and your lowercase letters. So you want to do a C. What you would do is you would show how to do the letter C, how it lines up with the lines on a paper. But then what you would do is you would say, what can you make with the letter C? And you turn it into a creative lesson. So you can make an apple from the actual C, and you would show your student how to make an apple with the letter C. That would put a creative spin on what you're doing. Then you could tell your child that you want them to practice one page of C's, and when they were done with that page, that they could try to draw an apple as well. And maybe you could even add to that and say, is there anything else that you can draw that has the letter C, that can be made with the letter C? So that is a way of making it fun for printing. Now, another thing that you can do, plus also you've got to remember that little kids, they have satisfaction with being able to complete things. So if they can write the letter C and tomorrow they can write the word cat, and when they're reading a story, that the word cat is in the story, that all ties in together. So it's a real feeling of accomplishment to learn to write the letter C. You already know how to write the letter A, and then tomorrow maybe you'll write the letter T, and then you've learned how to write the word cat. Then the next day you add another letter, but then maybe at the bottom of your page or the next page, you have them write words that they know. So you add vocabulary, I guess you would say, but you add spelling words to their repertoire, and also that helps them to read. So it's not just about make that C just the way I showed you how to make it. It's about building on it. Guess what? Tomorrow I'm going to be able to write a word, right? And after I finish this, I can draw a picture. I can try to draw an apple. Or if you're really creative as a little kid, you could say, oh, wow, I could draw this. I could draw that. So that's how to make printing fun for little kids. Now, when you get into cursive, that's an awful lot of practice. I actually think it takes more practice to write cursive than it does for printing, but that's just my own personal thought. Cursive is very much an artsy way of writing, like calligraphy. So my teacher taught me how to do calligraphy when I was in second grade. And so if your child gets exposed to something like that, making fancy letters, then by the time, I believe it's third grade when they start learning cursive, if you introduce it as an artsy way of writing and they see it that way, then it becomes more of an artistic expression. But you have to be very careful not to make it so that they write cursive any way they want, right? So always the first step is to do the spirals. That is the building block for doing your cursive. So we always had to do like a half of a page of spirals, which was basically, it looked like a slinky, but that was the goal, make it look like a slinky. So after that, then you did everything the best that you could, and again, you start being able to write words, but also all of a sudden you have an artsy way of writing. You can make a card in cursive, and a card in cursive can be so beautiful. So add that element of art and creativity to handwriting, and it will be so much fun for your child. Thank you so much for joining me. Please check me out my website, homeschoolchatwithkatie.com, and check out my YouTube channel, Homeschool Chat with Katie. Thank you so much. I hope you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.